Hey everyone, it's Rob Golfi here with Remax, the Golfi team. I'm here with Conrad Zerini and Brian Hogben. We're going to talk about what's happening this week in real estate, and we're going to talk about how we had our event Win in Any Market. We had 250 agents show up, and also we're going to talk about what's going on with the market, how February peaked and March kind of went down a bit. Anyway, listen in and you'll hear it all about it.
Surprising how many people showed up, eh? Like, wasn't that, you know?
Oh yeah, Rob,
Yeah.
that's a tribute to you and your organization. I look, Brian and I are like filler. You're the star, and everybody wants to know what you're doing because you're outperforming the industry every day. And I think you were the draw there, my friend. We were just there to we were backup singers for the main
we were
event.
trust me. The opening band,
act.
the opening band, right?
That's
It was a lot of fun.
It was good. It was good. So I like, I'll tell you, a lot of people from this event, they felt that like this event was way better than the first one, which I thought the first one was good. But I got to tell you, Conrad, like you basically had your game. Like, I mean, you were good the first time you spoke, but like you were like on fire. Like you were on fire, and we got everything on video. The video did not crash. The video didn't.
Oh yeah.
No, we got everything. So if you guys need any clips, we got it. So
well, I think you might have to have some beeps in there for Conrad's talk. There might be a couple of cents.
No. We like those. We like those swear words because that is real. That is real, and you know what? Like I said before. Swearing is part of being what the true honesty of a person is. A person that doesn't swear at anywhere. Well, look, you go to Tony Robbins' event, the guy swears all the time.
Yeah,
at Tony Robbins. Like, he's just saying, hey, listen, this is who I am. You don't like it, the door is there. But people keep coming because everybody swears.
Well, what I like too is that I like the real talk as well too. And and it's funny because I took a ton of notes from that seminar before and after I was speaking from Conrad, and even having Marianne Gillespie there was good too. Like all the notes I took on open houses, to teach to go. I'm doing a training session this week, and I'm going to be teaching our mortgage agents how to tell realtors how to do better open houses based on your seminar.
I can't believe what a firecracker that lady is.
Yeah,
she's like skydiving and all this other stuff. And this lady has done a lot in her life. I'm like, when you read the credentials, I think I'm older than she is, and freaking, she's got a list. I haven't even accomplished not even close to what she has done in her life.
Well, and I like. What I think the buzz in the room too, Rob and Conrad, was the fact that, and you hit it home pretty good on that, Conrad, when you said, people got this really kind of shitty standard right now where they're trying to just get by. And I think the overall theme of your event, and like you said, it's win in any market. Yeah. And it's like, you're growing based off of down markets. Why can't everybody else grow? Why can't mortgage agents grow? Why can't other realtors grow? Why can't people grow? And I think you did a good job, and Conrad did a good job of elevating everybody's standard, giving them an opportunity to say, hey, you can do better. You don't have to just be subpar.
Yeah. Well, I was inspired by the topic. Like I meant it sincerely. I kept looking at, when we were doing it the last time in October, Win in Any Market, I thought I got to pull this all together. And Rob, you live winning in any market, and you brought it up too. And maybe, I don't know if I don't want to steal anybody's thunder here, but it's your idea again on this one. Maybe there's a win in any market for consumers. You had mentioned that as well, right? Like that's it's great for agents, but I think there's so much that consumers can benefit from some of the knowledge of the people around, like yourself and Brian and myself, and how we can help them strategically navigate these different waters, let's say, of the market, right? Every day. So.
Brian and I were talking briefly and saying, listen, we should fill up a room with consumers, just like you're saying, and saying, let's get the consumers in here, the investors, the first-time buyers, the people that are selling, all those people, get them into a room and show them what they need to do, how to do it, when to do it, and all that kind of stuff. But no, I was really pleased. You know what? And I'll tell you something. When we did the first one, it was a 2-hour event, and then we had some food after that. And the feedback that we got from everybody was saying it was too short. So we increased it to 3 hours. And I think 3 hours, especially today, is probably enough. Maybe you could go 4, but you're pushing it. But like so I went to the Buzz conference on yesterday, and I found after 2 o'clock, people were leaving. They were
done.
going. People don't have the attention span like they did before. I mean, if you're an hour drive, people just want to get out of the traffic. They don't want to get into that traffic. So maybe that's why people were leaving. And actually, Phil, my son, was on a panel with Alexia from Buying Beverly Hills. And
oh wow,
yeah. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And but he was towards the end of the day, and Phil's going, you know what? I think I'll be talking to nobody out there, by you know what I mean? It's he was on at like 4:30, and I just said, yeah, you know what? That is sad that people are leaving. Like you either like I don't think the attention span is there as much as it used to be, unless you're flying and going someplace. Then it is. But right now, I think if it's a local agent coming around, I think the max you have to give is 3-4 hours, and that's it.
And it's good, and it's got to be good content too, right? Like I think some of the conferences, I know we all go to them. Some of them are fluff, like legit fluff. You don't get anything from it, right? But when you have 3 hours intense and you're getting nuggets from everywhere, that is a good time. It's good use of your time as well too, because it's impactful in 3 hours instead of 80-20, 80% fluff and 20% nuggets. You're sharing, like your team was sharing too, which I like. You know, you're sharing the kitchen table tactics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what people want to hear.
Yeah. Good. It was great content. You guys were like freaking amazing. And I just want to say thank you. And I just like amazing what you guys did. But the one main thing I want to talk about. Okay, March today is over pretty well today. All the numbers are in, and so we got a spike in February.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
We got a spike. Less homes sold than March, but there was a spike. Now I predicted always February is the best time to put your house on the market, no matter what. Like if you're going to start the new year, don't wait till April or May. Wait, I do it in February. Now the average sale price dropped from in March from February, but my theory is it's just going to float up and down through the year. I think we're going to have tiny little spikes throughout the year. I don't know. Which, like, Conrad, I mean, you read numbers better more than anybody. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm excited about being in this industry more than I ever have in my entire career, because there are these windows of opportunity that are going to come. Like you said, February, and we might see a little lull March. We might be talking about don't go away this summer. Like we could see the tail end of this, we could drop, and then we could see an increase in sales really quickly. That's why it's so great to be in this business, because before it used to be just a spring market. You didn't have to be a genius to figure it out. But now you got to be strategic. And that's going back to what you did the other day, winning in any market. You got to be strategic. And I think consumers have to follow some of the strategies and work together with their realtor and their mortgage specialist to talk about strategy. First thing in the real estate section, just going to open up Globe and Mail today. It's exactly what you're saying, Rob. It says about the fact that the market slowed down in March. It trickled in March. Yeah. So it's one of the first things that it was in the Globe and Mail today was about March, that we saw this little dip, right? Which is a very unusual thing, because March is usually relatively good. So, the bond market, the collapse of banks in the U.S., the bond market went down. Now it seems like we could be out of it. We may not be out of it. Will we see an interest rate increase? Maybe. Are we going to see them tail off at the end of summer? And when it drops 25 basis points, look out, people. Strap on get your seatbelt on. Right?
Yeah.
And I agree. And you know what? And I think we're going to see likely a bump in April, May in the housing, because OFSI is going to have their findings April 14th on new mortgage rule regulations. And every single time, whenever something is implemented, there's a spike, because you got to, and usually, because they don't usually implement it tomorrow. They say, hey, if you're pre-approved, you've got 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it is. So you're going to see a ton of people be like, oh, geez, I got to get in and use this before my financing dials back. And that'll be a bump and then a lull, like you say. So that's going to be happening in the next, could be 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And then if you have on April 12th, like Conrad says, Bank of Canada holds steady again. That's two things that could give people a tremendous amount of certainty or confidence to say, I'm jumping in right now. and we already don't have a lot of supply on the market.
So Deloitte is saying that next year they think the interest rates are going to start coming down again. Now, question I want to ask, and I could be wrong. I'm thinking builders are having a hard time selling because nobody's willing to commit to a build, and then finding out that either the price of the build is going to be different because of the clause that builders are putting in there because of cost of construction. Also, interest rates. We don't know what interest rates are going to be from a year from now, so people are more cautious. So builders, they gotta almost have to go deep in their pockets and build on spec, then sell because what's the is it 120 days you can lock in an interest rate, or is it 90 days?
Typically, it's a 120-day rate hold, and there's there's like one bank that does a really good job. RBC does a great job on holding 2, 3, 4 years out, but they're holding a premium rate too, right? They're not holding the discounted rate today. They have to price in their spread,
right?
And if that stays on for a while, I don't know, but that's the only one that has it there.
So basically, if I was a consumer, well, because I'm a consumer, if I'm buying something, I don't know if I would want to wait a year to find out if a house is ready. So right now, we're a bit of there's a problem here because builders aren't building as much as they were before. Am I correct on that? So now, but people are coming in now. Am I right or wrong that 1 million people just came into Canada in the last year because there was a backlog from the pandemic? So they brought in 500,000 plus the 500,000 that were backlogged. They all came in. So and now we got another 500,000 next year and the year after. So that's a lot of people. So we're going to have a problem, a bigger crisis in 2-3 years from now with no homes because nobody wants to. Builders want to build, but I think if they build on spec, they're going to be the winners in this game.
Yeah, well, two things going. Like I got to go back to that one thing you said too about we're seeing in Toronto right now. There's about 30-some-odd thousand units that are coming on stream that people are taking possession of. There are people that are signing these deals and say, just here, just take it. Just give me my deposit. I'll give you what I paid for it 3-4 years ago. I don't care. I want out. I want to go out and buy today. I don't want to be in a long-term occupancy period. I want to buy today and know I got it today and be done with it. Because again, that interest rate thing, we saw some rate sales now. So people are really looking at the timing of getting into the market. And I don't want to wait because I don't know what's going to happen 6 to 8 to 9 months, right? The other thing is we're seeing rooming houses. Sorry, Brian. But the other trend we're seeing is rooming houses because the rental, you can't get, there's not enough rental for people coming, immigrants coming. And we're seeing this rooming house effect where 4 or 5 people are renting a house. And the other thing is they just changed the foreign buyer tax.
They did an amendment on that.
They did an amendment, and if you've got a work permit, you've got a 183-day work permit still remaining. And now they're allowing people to buy land, foreign buyers to buy residential and commercial land, which they had stopped because there was deals already in the pipeline of foreign-owned companies that they were going to close. And they're in the pipeline right now that they were going to close in the next 5 to 6 months. It was going to be chaos. So the government really responded quickly.
The backlash they must have got on that must have been severe.
And it's and to piggyback off yours, Conrad, the condos that of those 30,000 units that are coming on board right now too. A couple of years back, 1 in 4 was an investor, right? So we're still seeing that leveraged investor now dumping properties on assignment. Yes. Don't give me anything too, right? So it's important for people to remember, if you see any of those flatline prices or dip, it's just short term. It's very, very short term because it's it's not the home buyer who saved up money, their income's gone up. It's the leverage investor that bought 3,200 condos on speculation, and they can't afford it because they were all privately financed at 50%. So some of those are going to dip off, but the long-term supply that you're talking about, Rob, it's still, it's still very, very fruitful.
Oh, no kidding, no kidding. So guys, we're running out of time. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week.
Excellent. Okay.
Thanks, man.